Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Dr. Markin Sekes talk on foreign affairs. Today we are going to discuss another important and critical issue, that is, what is intellectual property rights? You know, in a world connected by globalization, we all must be aware about intellectual property rights. Shortly it is called IPRs. What is it? Let's find out. And what is its implication? How is it going to be defined in our life? Right? Any intellectual creation by man is protected by a set of unique rights. And these rights are known as intellectual property rights. Now, IPRs are protected all over the world, including India. And the global organization that protects IPRs, and administers IPRs is known as World Intellectual Property Organization, or shortly we call it as WIPO or WIPO. It is a special agency of the UN based in Geneva, Switzerland. And also we must know that World IP Day or World Intellectual Property Day is celebrated every year on April 26. Now the question comes, where is the IP office in India? Do we have any intellectual property right office in India? Because as we have come to know about the World IP office, yes, we do have an intellectual property office full-fledged in Delhi. In India, we have the office of the Controller General of Patents, Designs and Trademarks in New Delhi. It is a department for promotion of industry and internal trade under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. Now, the very definition of IP or intellectual property right is precisely given by the world body that already we have called it as WIPO or WIPO. What is the definition? The WIPO defines intellectual property as creation of the mind, inventions, literary and artistic works, and symbols, names, images, and designs used in commerce. More particularly, it refers to a broad collection of rights relating to such matters as works of authorship which are protected under the copyright law, inventions which are protected under patent law, trademarks which are protected by trademark law, as well as trade secrets, industrial designs, and other related rights. Now, the convention that established WIPO concluded in Stockholm on July 14, 1967, and its Article 2, Clause 8 provides that IP shall include rights relating to, what are these? Number one, literary, artistic, and scientific works. Number two, performances of performing artists, phonograms, and broadcasts. Number three, invention in all fields of human endeavor. Number four, scientific discoveries. Number five, industrial designs. Number six, trademarks, service marks, and commercial names and designations. Number seven, protection against unfair competition and all other rights resulting from intellectual activity in the industrial, scientific, literary, or artistic fields. So this is what is covered by the definition of IP given by World Intellectual Property Organization based in Geneva, Switzerland. Now, there is a broad perspective of IP which we must know and we should know. Thus, broadly, IP means a bundle of legal rights which result from our own intellectual activity in a field of industrial, scientific, literary, and artistic world. The IP system represents a set of laws and procedures which is implemented or enforced by established institutions in each country. As I told you, in India, we have a Controller General of Patents, Designs and Trademarks in Delhi. Like this, all the countries, they have their own system, right? It forms a core area of any legal system in any country in the world. Beyond their legal concerns, the IP rights also aim to promote social, economic, and cultural well-being of a society. It means that intellectual assets are governed by a wave of an established system of laws, procedures to protect human creations. So today, IP system has become an economic tool for global business and development. It is the WIPO or WIPO, being a specialized agency of the UN, which has the sole responsibility to administer IP all across the world. But in 1995, the governance of world IP has come under a revolutionary change, right? With the part of WTO, World Trade Organization, IP has gone to a different level. It has been taken to a very, very different level, right? Why? The most far-reaching commercial dynamics of IPers were unfolded with the emergence of WTO's very unique agreement called TRIPS, trade-related aspects of intellectual property rights. And that was also signed in 1995 among various members of the WTO, including India. Right. This agreement concluded on 15th April 1994 and came into force from 1st January 1995, provides the minimum norms and standard for protection of IPRs. It also tries to bring a harmonized IPR regulatory framework among all its members all over the world. In fact, this was never done by any agreement or treaty in this field before the advent of WTO in 1995. So now the commercial administration of IPR has gone into the hands of WTO TRIPS. Now friends, all is not well with intellectual property rights because there are many those who oppose this, the very idea of IPRs. What they say in brief, let's have a look. The anti-IPR, advocates, they argue that IPRs should not be granted at all. To them, IPRs violate basic rights, particularly human rights. Also, these advocates say that human rights are more important and crucial for the basic survival of human beings than IPRs. So friends, in this small lecture, as I have told you, that IPR is a very critical thing for protection of our own creations in a globalized world. Because you do not know who is going to take away or, finally, copy your own intellectual property rights, whatever you do in any field, as I have mentioned. So protection of IPR is very, very crucial for all of us. So with this, what I have told you briefly is that intellectual property is an asset for commercial interest as well as for individual interest. We all must protect it by the law established in our country. In future, I will be telling you or I will be discussing with you the various aspects of IPR, I mean various types of IPRs in detail. So thank you friends for watching me again. And I also request kindly watch me in my other two channels, that is Dr. Markan Saikia's talk on national affairs and political science by Dr. Markan.